Mr. Cormier.
I have to do it, Eric. I have no other choice. I'm going to lose everything. If my wife finds out something like that, oh my God, bro. I'm going to lose everything, bro. I have a spot. I have to find a spot where I'm going to dump her. I'll throw away all the clothes, or I'll burn them, or I'll wash them with Clorox. Those are the words from the defendant in this case.
Those were the words of Jose Sota Escalera. As he's driving around in his garbage truck, he worked for Waste Pro, and he was driving around with his nephew, did not realize that everything they say in this truck is recorded. Yes, that was spoken on August 21st of 2018. He had a big problem and needed to find a way to get rid of that problem. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. New trial. Yes, this is in Florida, St. Lucie County. Now, St. Lucie County, home of Port St. Lucie, is just it's on the east coast of Florida above Palm Beach County. Very sort of laid back community, nothing like the hustle and bustle of South Florida. But so this is where the setting of this is. An interesting trial. The defendant is Latin, so is the judge, which I find interesting. Anyway, so he is charged with, Jose Sota Escalera is charged with first-degree murder of Tania Wise, who was 38 weeks pregnant, had already scheduled a C-section, and he is charged with first-degree murder of her unborn child. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So hit that thumbs up button so the algorithm knows, hey, Rebecca's a channel. Let's send her out to some other people. And subscribe. It's free. I don't charge you a thing. But if you'd like to be charged, you can become a member of the channel. Welcome, everybody. So glad to have you. All right, let's continue on. We waited so long for this trial. It took them a week to pick the jury. I need to slow down because I've had some coffee. I know. I was up early today. Had a doctor's appointment, so I wore my I'm fine shirt to the doctor. Let's just cut to the chase, write the prescription. I'm fine. Okay. All right. So this morning, finally, we get, after a week of jury selection, we get the opening statements and some testimony, which I'm going to recap the testimony for you tomorrow. Today, just opening statements. So Jose Sota Escalera, he is married. He's got children. Yeah, living the life, driving his garbage truck, and not realizing everything's recorded in this truck. So we're going to hear lots and lots of recordings in Spanish that have been translated for the jury, hopefully for us as well, because I don't speak a lick of Spanish. Well, I did take 2 years of it in high school because they promised me that I'd get into a great college if I took Spanish. ¿Cómo está? Estoy bien. That's it. That's all you're going to get. Yeah, I retained none of it. And I lived in South Florida. Problem is, they speak Spanish so fast that it's hard to understand. If they slow down, I might be able to figure it out. But no. Anyway, okay. So Spanish speaking. Anyway, he's driving for Waste Pro, and he's got this big problem. And while he's driving around, he's talking to his nephew about getting rid of, how he's going to do this, when he's going to do this, where he's going to do that, what he's going to do, who, what, when, where, why, how. All of it's on tape. All of it. So I don't know why he's denying it. Why are we here? Well, probably because it's the death penalty. Anyway. So, and the prosecution said he only cares about how this is going to affect him. He does not want his wife to find out about this mistress that he had. So on August 23rd, the prosecution's theory of the case is that on August 23rd of 2018, and that's a big question I have. What took so long to get this to trial? Even though it's a death penalty, it shouldn't take 8 years. I don't know. In any case, I'm sure we'll find out why it took 8 years. So their theory is that he lured her out of the house that night. She did leave. She was living with her mom. She has kids. She put the kids to bed. She leaves the house. She doesn't come home that night. The next day, she is found by a passerby face down in a swale somewhere. And the police are called. She is deceased. The body is transported to the medical examiner's office. We are going to hear from the medical examiner, who's going to talk about cause and manner of death. Obviously, homicide. She is struck over the head and her throat is cut so severely that she's almost decapitated. And she's 38 weeks pregnant. So her little boy, Josiah, was also deceased. In any case, so the investigation starts. Meanwhile, Jose is driving around in his truck talking about after he does the murder, where are we going to leave the body? Where am I going to leave the body? Where did I leave the body? Anyway, so police are trying to figure out what is going on, and they're interviewing everybody that knows Tania Wise, and they're collecting DNA from a lot of people. And they bring in Jose for an interview. Now, here's the thing about Jose. He's driving this very unique truck. I didn't catch the description, but we'll get it when the evidence comes forward. There was a passerby the night of the murder, August 23rd, that saw this truck where they found the body, saw this truck, and it felt like it was out of place. Lights came on. He backed up, his lights came on, went off, and then came back on, and then he drove away. And he just thought it was out of place, but didn't think anything of it until the next day when he finds out there's a body that was found where he saw that truck. So he calls the police. He describes the truck, and Jose, when he shows up for his interview, is in this truck. Police get a warrant to search that truck. They use that blue light stuff to see if there's any blood inside the truck. They find some on the carpet of the vehicle. They cut out the carpet and send that for DNA testing. So DNA is going to be very critical in this case, because during this interview that Jose has with the police, he's denying everything. Yes, he kind of knows her. No, he's not the father of this baby. Sure, you can have my DNA. Now, why is he doing that? Oh, I'm going to tell you, because the defense theory here is disgusting. And we'll get to that in a minute, but shocking to say the least. So he's charged. Yep. And that was pretty much the opening statement for the prosecution. I don't know that they needed to say a whole lot more. We have everything on tape, everything. But they do find out through DNA testing that he is the father of this child. Now, they DNA tested a lot of people. So we're going to hear DNA. We didn't hear what was the result of the DNA in the truck, but we did hear from the prosecution that he is the father of Josiah. She named him Josiah, and his name is Jose. Okay, a little kind of similar. Anyway, so we get the defense's opening statement, which was a brief, to say the least, and it's a female, and she just jumps right into this thing, talking about how Tania Wise was a dancer, She'd been with many men. She had told many men that they were the father. She is slut shaming the victim. That's the defense. That's disgusting. What are you doing here? That's your defense? Oh, she was a slut, so it's okay? No, it's not okay. That if I was a juror, that whole opening just would have pissed me off. I am kind of pissed off because that's your defense. That's sickening. You don't shame the victim. You know, she was probably doing what she needed to do to take care of herself and those children. You know, I cannot blame anybody for what their occupation is in life. If she was a dancer, good for her. Maybe she was good at it. You know, maybe it brought her joy. Maybe it brought her a good income. You know, whatever the reason, I'm not critical of that. But the defense is critical of that. She told many people that they were the father. Okay. Did she tell Jose he was the father? I don't know. And that was their opening statement. The rest of the opening statement was like, okay, use your common sense. If there's any conflict in the evidence, you have to find my client not guilty. Like, I don't even think it was 5 minutes long, this opening statement. But we got the slut shaming. That came in for sure. Okay. So that's the opening statements, guys. I will cover the rest of the testimony in tomorrow's show. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this new trial, and I will see you in the next video. Tonight, we are having the grand finale of my event with Leopard Leatherworks, a pen turning service. The event finale tonight, we're going to give away 3 grand prizes. That starts at 6 p.m. Central Time. I hope to see you there. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye. Take care.